Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to talk about XRP, what's been happening with the price, what can we expect to happen next, what are the latest news with regard to XRP, is it a hold, is it a sell? Guys, if you don't want to miss any of that important information, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let's crack on with the video. On a little side note guys, make sure to check us out at PTGR.ag and book a free consultancy call so that you can get greater insight into cryptocurrencies. Guys, let's go straight on with the video. What's been happening with XRP? If you're looking at what I'm seeing, it's pretty interesting. I mean, you've had positive news, negative news. We'll go all through them. So if you don't want to miss any of those, make sure subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos because I review them on a daily basis. Guys, the price has basically been hovering. I mean, we all know that XRP went on a high to pretty much $3.4 on its peaks, all the way now to 30 cents, hovering. I mean, now the market is down in the last 24 hours by 2.88%. But if you look on a 7-day mark, it's still on the green. And if you look on a month mark, it's also still on the green. And that's pretty important because the SEC case has been taking a turn. What's been happening is that Ripple versus the SEC lawsuit takes a new turn as an unidentified third party enters. What's been happening is that the SEC and Ripple cases reach a frustrating impasses as both sides struggle to hold their ground. Only recently, the Ripple Legal filed a motion to throw out that the SEC in which they targeted the SEC's unlawful method, and the SEC has unlawfully used the Howey test as the token represented is a security per se. This theory has been issued for the onset by the SEC ergo, but end-to-end basically you've had MoneyGram that filed an unopposed motion to seal a few lines basically to seal a few lines from a deposition transcript as an officer of basically of MoneyGram containing non-public information related to MoneyGram's business strategies and operation. Now this is interesting. We'll have to see how that develops. But basically in the coming 4 days we will get a ruling on the party's motion to seal the expert challenge. After that, basically, it will be on August 9, we'll reply to the SEC's objection to the judge privilege of the ruling, and the SEC is then supposed to submit a reply brief after a week by 16 August. These are all positive news, but also because we'll have to see it's finally moving for the SEC and the Ripple case, and we need this to sort of end in order for Ripple to see an upward momentum. So we'll have to see how they develop. But as you have MoneyGram that just entered the motion to seal, we'll have to see how that develops. On another side, you have Ripple that sold 409 million worth of XRP in the second quarter. I mean, this is very questionable as to is this really helping the XRP token with the fact that it's in circulation as demand for its on-demand liquidity surge. It's the key takeaways is that the Ripple released its second quarter market report on Thursday, revealing that it increased its sales by around 50%, and the sales were attributed to a spike in demand for its on-demand liquidity service. This is overall pretty good positive sentiments on my opinion, but all the positive news are now with regard to Twitter, because what's been happening is we all know the IMF, the WEF, and the World Bank groups are all working together, but the former IMF managing director, Christine Lagarde, raised the possibility of launching a digital version of SDR, and the mini thread on how the groups are working hands in hands with Ripple and Stellar. Basically, it's called the SDR allocation, and the SDR allocation is the special drawing rights that are international reserve asset created by the IMF to supplement the official reserve of the member countries, and the value of an SDR is based on a basket of 5 currencies. And how SDRs are used is that they're allocated to IMF member countries in proportion to their relative share in the IMF countries that can exchange the SDRs for hard currencies with other IMF members. So this is very, very big for a Ripple and Stellar and XRP because Ripple and XRP are the same, but what I'm saying is it's very big for Ripple because you are seeing the IMF looking to potentially touch and launch a digital version of this SDR, which will be revolving around Ripple. Another one is that you have Naven Gupta, which is that our target market is highly sophisticated financial institution, and Kristalina Georgieva said that there's new Bretton Woods moment, that it's more likely that XRP is a SDR, and it talks about private ledger. Now, this is very good to see because it says that, for example, I don't think that XRP is a general retail use. It makes much more sense to me that its purpose is for bank and institution. And this is where I very much agree with what he said, is that it's very much B2B for XRP, and so SDR would be a good way to see it more as a B2C. Now, this is overall, in my opinion, good to see because even if SDR is launched, it will be based indirectly with XRP, and I'll show you why in a second, but it's overall pretty good sentiment. Another one is that in the next 2 weeks, it'll be over to be in line for July 31st, 2023. Through August 7th, the IMF revisits the SDR basket, and I suspect they are going to select XRP as an ESDR. So this is very positive if that is to be the case, because that would be huge for XRP. That will drive momentum and the price on an uptrend. Another thing is that it's conspiracy theory, but XRP holders are some of the most delusional people in the space. There will be no buyback. There will be no 589. There will be no ESDR. Just take profit out when it pumps and hold it back just in case the broken clocks are right. Now, this again is very pessimistic, but it's nevertheless important to also look on the negative side as well of things, because in the fact that SDR is still very much a theory, the ESDR, and if it's not to be performed as sort of a blind bet that you're putting into XRP, knowing that XRP is currently on SEC filing, knowing that there might not be the 589 or the buyback. So these are all positive sentiments that could negatively impact the coin if they were not to happen, because all of these are based on theories which have in occurrence not happened yet. So if they were to happen, these are all positive sentiments for the coin, but if they don't, they end up not moving the price in an uptrend. Another news is that you've got bridge any assets, 2 source global liquidity, 3 quadrillion plus derivative market, 4 high potential to be an ESDR, and a nice list, but you missed a lot of the main reasons for the price to hit 3 to 4 digit retail investors. And it's aren't what's moving the price a big number, it's the true utility. So I agree with that on a hand, is that it's not the liquid market, it's not the fact that people are flipping the coin, seeing that, for example, Dogecoin, where you have absolutely zero utility behind the coin, and people are just basically trading it for a quick profit. You have true usage of the coin, whether you're looking at all these points listed, right? Whether it's the ESDR that could happen, the derivative market, plus the quadrillion, the sourcing, the global liquidity, plus the bridge of any assets. All of these are positive utility that could back up the price of XRP going on an uptrend. Another one is the bottom line. You have the dollar plus the RMB weights in SDR basket up, the euro, the pound, the yen way down. This is again very good news. If it's this is the table taken from the IMF May document, and this shows that we could very much see this ESDR with XRP being backed up to it. And the reason why is when you see this from June, Russia and China are developing a new reserve currency with other BRICS country, the basket currency would rival a US-dominated IMF alternative and let Russia widen its influence. The dollar's dominance is already eroding as central banks diversify. This is very much true, that you are seeing the dollar slowly eroding in terms of power as the central banks is trying to diversify its holdings. Another thing is, I believe it's done, it's over. XRP as a currency. Where do you think all of the XRP went IMF? Again, you have these negative sentiments, and it's normal that you are seeing these as well. And you will have to see how it develops if the ESB gets launched. So what's however pretty interesting is that you're seeing, for example, here, you don't see Vitalik Buterin meeting with global monarch and top financial institution directors and presidents, but do you know who you see? And if you look well, the person you see here is Brad Gardenhouse, which is basically working for Ripple, and you see Kristen McGarth, which is basically in the IMF, and Ross LaCroix, which is also in the IMF. So you are seeing that there is this conspiracy theory is still very much based on the fact that they are interacting on a daily basis. It could very much be the case that the IMF and XRP actually end up working together for this SDR, for this ESDR. So, and this very much confirms when you were looking that they are collaborating very closely. So, we'll have to see how that develops. But another thing is that you have the IMF bailout countries, and Lagarde is seen as a lot with Ripple. Why? People are saying that you have the ESDR basket plus the XRP bailout. I think a certain level of debt forgiveness will happen. The banks only care about the interest payment, and they know the principal, and their loans can never be paid back. So this is, I believe, very much true in the sense that this can very much happen. And the debt forgiveness, we've seen it happen countlessly, whether it's with Greece back when it entered a deep recession, whether it's with the 2008 recession, when you saw that, for example, Goldman Sachs was supposed to go down and they had that forgiveness. And so it's very much likely that the ESDR basket for XRP could actually happen. People say that the only problem is that XRP is programmably locked into escrow, and in a crisis situation that could be a problem. But these are looking at all the positive standards. I think very much that if the IMF is looking into this ESDR basket, they very much know what they're doing, and there's a reason why they're looking into that and why they would choose XRP for it as the potential ESDR basket. We'll have to see how that develops, but I think there's very potential great upside for XRP, but it would become the global, I mean, it could, if you're looking on the long term, become the global reserve currency and backed by gold, possibly one XRP at about 1,800 USD or so, but this would be via the IMF, BIS mandate, not by organic supply demand. So basically they're saying if it's done on an institutional level, we could reach this, but if it's not done on an institutional level, just by looking at supply and demand, nothing will really drive the price upward unless if it's going to be institutions directly. Finally, I mean, another is that trust the plan in reference to XRP. Gary Gensler is neither good or bad. He's fulfilling an agenda the world needs of XRP sooner rather than later. IMF, WEF, and BIS needs XRP sooner rather than later. He who has the gold makes the rule. Trust the plan. I mean, we'll have to see how it develop. I think that it's very much possible that we see this ESDR coming up. And so if this were to come up, this would be a huge momentum for XRP. So guys, if you don't want to miss any important information with regard to the ESDR and XRP, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll make sure to catch you in the next video. See you next time. Bye.